Tonight, a major homeless encampment has been cleared out in D.C. It comes on the heels of a new report showing that in D.C., Virginia, and in Maryland, homelessness continues to climb. Fox 5's Tom Fitzgerald is at one of those encampments, and tonight you spoke with D.C. Mayor about this. Fitz, what'd she say?
Well, you know, welcome to East Street and 20th Street. This steel fence that's up in that bare patch of land where a tent used to be is all that remains of an encampment that when we were here about 2 weeks ago housed about 50 people that were living in tents on this lawn. At about 10 a.m. this morning, both the National Park Service and WDCA officials came in, told everybody had to take those tents down, pick up all of their belongings, and leave. Now, both NPS and DC officials said that today's clearing was previously announced, so this should not have come as a surprise to the people who were living here. However, now that they are gone, officials who were working as volunteers here said they're not sure where all these people went. About 10 years ago, Mayor Muriel Bowser announced that she had come up with a plan that, in her words, would have ended homelessness in a decade. Here we are in 2024, and clearly that has not happened. We asked the mayor today about this. Mayor's office tells us the administration has put nearly $32 million into next year's budget to deal with this issue of homelessness. However, the mayor told us COVID and a number of other economic factors have derailed those original 2014 plans.
We have invested huge amounts of dollars and thought power about how to help people get into permanent housing. We've seen a lot of progress. We have seen more people, unfortunately, on the street post-COVID.
And look, to be clear here, D.C. is not nearly the only jurisdiction in our region that has been struggling to fight homelessness. In fact, a brand new report by the Metropolitan Council of Governments shows that there has been a 12% increase in the number of homeless. 1,778 people now on the streets over what there were last year, bringing the total number to nearly 9,700. That's both D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. The analysts tell Fox 5 that this is a problem that is not going away. The advocates for the homeless say simply shutting down these encampments isn't making the problem go away either. It's just moving it around.
At best, all we're doing is moving the problem or making it less visible. And, you know, what's more happening is it's setting us backwards.
Unfortunately, we're seeing now for the second year in a row an overall regional increase in the number of people experiencing homelessness. And this is after our historic low in 2022.
It's a vexing problem that's not getting any better. The Office of the Governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin, tells Fox 5 tonight they've put an extra $12 million into efforts to combat homelessness. We've still not heard back from the Office of Governor Westmoreland, Maryland. However, we can also tell you some people that work in this area said while they have empathetic feelings towards the people who have been living in these tents, they also said this has been a quality of life issue, and there have been problems of this area of people trying to get to and from work with these homeless encampments in place. We're live in Northwest tonight. Send it back into you.
Fitz, it is clear that a lot of money is being used towards this issue, and it's not helping abate the problem, and yet now it's something that the Supreme Court is also taking up.
Yeah, Marina, we talked about this only about 2 weeks ago from the very spot we're sitting in. Right now, the justices of the Supreme Court are considering a case that started in Oregon, where there was a city there was actually fining people for putting up tents and sleeping in parks. The question before the justices a couple of weeks ago was, you know, whether or not homelessness somehow is an exercise of the First Amendment. Do people have a right to sleep outside? We're expecting that a decision in that Supreme Court case is going to come down in a couple of weeks before this session ends. However, during those arguments, Marina, the justices appeared very divided on that question.
All right, something